Hello students, let us start the fifth part of the chapter Resources and Development. Today we will take the one of the new example of natural resources, and that is soil. Now what is a soil? The uppermost layer of earth crust, which is loose, fragmented and useful for plant, is called soil. Okay students, on earth, like this is earth and this is equator, which is 0 degree, and these are pole 90 degree. Now only the 1 inch of soil, which is also called the humus, the starting 1 inch of soil take 100 years here in equatorial areas, and as we go to the upward side towards the both the polar sides, north and south, in pole it take 1000 years to make only 1 inch soil. So this is how we can understand that how much important and precious resource is soil. For that, let us understand soil formation, or we can see the soil profile. This is the unweathered parent bedrock, the main parent bedrock with a huge pieces of rocks. Later on, this rock becoming a small pieces known as the substratum parent rock. Later on, the uppermost side of the soil, not the uppermost, and then the upper side of the substratum soil is the subsoil part, a subsoil weathered rock with sand and silt clay. Then this must is the top soil, or we can say the upper soil layer, while this one is the humus, or the uppermost part of the soil, which is very rich in its fertility. Now how soil formed, as we see here in this map also, plus we can understand this thing through this diagram, that there are two forms, that how soil formed by the process of erosional activities, and the second one is by the process of weathered activity. Now what is the difference between weathered and erosional activity? If we see the difference between both of them, then the difference between both of them is the transportation. Now how transportation? Erosion means, like this is a rock or mountain, whatever, just because of rainfall or water, or because of the wind, these sediments which were eroded by wind or water move towards another place, and here these sediments deposited and make a plain area. Now the parent rock of this soil is this one. Here what we see is that the soil is formed, but here we see the process of transportation. The sediments are transported from one place to another place with the help of water or wind. On other hand, in weathered rock, the same thing, that for example this one is a rock. Now as we know, anything, because of the temperature, when the temperature is high, that thing expand, and when the temperature is low, the same thing shrunk, because in the day the temperature is high in the daytime and low in the night time. So when in the daytime these rocks expand like this, and in night time it shrunk like this. Because of this expand and shrunk, a lot of cracks comes on the rocks. Now in the night the dews or the water is filled on this crack, and because of the cold this water change into a ice, and this ice piece expand, which help to break down the rock. So this is how we see that as big rock break down one by one, and after a long geographical period, means millions or lakhs of years, this rock become a soil. Here means here there is no transportation activity. The parent rocks is here, which becomes soil on the same place, while here in erosion activity this is the parent rock and the soil is on the another place. Classification of soil, we will do this topic, and also on the other hand soil in India. First of all, let us take the most important soil, or we can say the most fertile soil of the world, and that is alluvial soil. Because of the Himalayan region, this soil is the rivers eroded sediments from the rocks of the Himalayas, and then when these rivers enter in the plain areas, here these rivers continuously deposits all these sediments which are rich in nutrients, and this is how we see an area which is filled with, this is the area which is totally filled with alluvial soil region here in the till Assam Valley. So the regions which are coming here are the Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, West Bengal, Assam Valley, and a strip goes towards the Gujarat from northeast Rajasthan. Widely spread. This soil is widely spread in India, not only here but also in the delta regions of India also this soil is found, alluvial soil. So it is widely spread soil. The next is that this soil is made by three rivers, that is the Indus, the Ganga, and the Brahmaputra rivers and their tributary rivers. The large part of Indian plain is made by Ganga river. Now these soils are again divided into many parts, like the old alluvium, which is also called the Khadar, and the new alluvium known as the, sorry it's my mistake, the old alluvium soil is known as a Bangad, while the new alluvial soil is known as Khadar soil. This Khadar soil is found is in this region of India, while in the rest part of India the Khadar soil or the new alluvial soil is found. Plus if you see, then this soil contains is too much rich in potash, phosphoric, lime, etc. These soil region, or we can say the alluvium soil, is so much rich that not only Rabi and Jaid, but people also cultivate on this soil during the Jaid, that is during the summer period also, means Zaid, Kharif and Rafi on in all three periods. Our next soil, and that is black soil. Here in India, in this Meghalaya region and here in Gujarat region, millions of years ago, because of the volcanic eruption, the lava make in this part of region is made up of igneous rocks. Because of these lavas and also the ash, because of the ashes spread by both of these volcano deposited in this region, and this is how black soil was formed. This black soil is also known as Ragar soil.
Cotton. This black soil region is ideal for the growing of cotton because this soil is very clay type of soil. In this soil, when this soil becomes wet, it is not possible for sun rays to enter in this soil and also the winds to enter in this soil, and because of this the wetness of the soil continue for a long period, which is helpful for the growing of cotton. This soil is basically found in this yellow part color region. Because the igneous rocks are found here, so the parent rock is igneous rocks plus the ashes found here. These are made of extremely fine clay material, as I already told you, and the main quality of this is that this soil holds moisture, and the soil is also rich in nutrients, etc. Let us come to the next soil, and that next soil is the red and yellow soil. The red and yellow soil. These soils develop on the crystalline igneous rocks in areas of the low rainfall in the eastern and southern parts of the Deccan Plateau, that is this part of the Deccan Plateau. These pink color region is the main region of this type of soil. Reddish in color. This soil is known as red in color and yellow in color just because when this soil is dry, at that time it's look yellow in color, but when this soil is wet, because iron content is found in this soil, so at that time this soil looks red in color, and that is why this soil is known as red and yellow soils. It is not a very fertile soil, but even then we can cultivate many crops in these soils with the help of manures, etc. The next soil is the laterite soil. This laterite soil, the word laterite is a Greek word. This soil is developed in the areas with high temperature and heavy rainfall. Because of this, the human contents of the soil is very low. This is eroded by this heavy rain water. Laterite soil is not suitable for the cultivation, but with the help of adequate doses of the manure or the fertilizers, we can use this soil for cultivation purpose also. The main quality of this soil is that when this soil is dry, at that time it become very hard. On the other hand, when this soil is wet because of rain, at that time this soil become very marshy.
too much marshy at that time, and that is why basically this soil is good for the use for making bricks. Let us see the areas where this soil is found. Basically this soil is found in the here in here in Orissa region, and also in these parts. In this part also, because of the heavy rainfall in the Western Ghat, the nutrients of this soil is eroded by the water, and only the left part of the soil is unfertile soil, or we can say the laterite soil. Some of the laterite soil is also found in here also. Now let us come to the next soil, and this next soil is the arid soil. This arid soil is again divided into two parts: the arid part or the semi-arid part. Here the arid part means the totally sand dunes area, while semi-arid is not a sand dune but you can say a barren or wasteland, plus somewhere used for
cultivation also. Basically,
we are using the crops in this type of soils are the dry crops,
means the millets, jong, jowar, bajra, etc., ragi. This soil is good for the production of these dry crops. This soil is basically found in the here index. This color shows the laterite soil. On other hand, the white color, this white color shows the arid soil. Let's come to map this region. Here we found arid soil basically. Now again arid soil is divided into two parts. This is how we can divide into two parts. This one is arid and this one is the semi-arid soil. Arid soil is basically found in three districts of Rajasthan, that is Jaisalmer, Bikaner and Badmer only. Now let us come to the next important soil, and this one is the mountain soil. Obviously this mountain soil is found in the hilly regions of India. Here in the Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Sikkim, Arunachal Pradesh and Meghalaya are the main states where this soil is found. Next one is the mountain soil, or we can say forest soil also. This soil is basically found in the hilly region that is the mountainous area of India. The soil texture is varies according to the mountain environment. The texture varies according to mountain environment. Like somewhere the soil loamy is found and silty in the valleys sides are found. In the snow covered areas of Himalayas, these soils experience denudations and are acidic with low humus also. That is soil erosion, means the depletion of the soil, or we can say the denudation of soil cover and subsequent washing down is described as the soil erosions. Now what are the causes of soil erosion? Obviously the main causes are overgrazing, or we can say the deforestation. These grass and trees hold the soil, their roots hold the soil, and when the soil is without these trees and roots, it is easy to erode this soil by water and wind. Unscientific method of cultivation is also responsible for the erosion of the soil or the humus. The other reasons are the natural reasons like the fast blowing wind and the surface water. Now, effects. Because of this, it make land unsuitable for cultivation, and that type of land is called the bad land. In the Chambal basin, they are known as ravines. We can say these types of cracks are made by the water erosions are called ravines, and these huge cracks which are found on the bank of river Chambals are called ravines in that areas. Obviously, in last, what are the ways of controlling soil erosion? Means, how can we control soil erosion? By constructing small bunds in water eroded areas, by construction of terraces, or we can say the gullies in hilly areas. Gullies is a wide, we can say nala, what we say in Hindi nala type. So in the hilly areas we make this nala, or we can say the route from which the water flow in a particular direction, that is called gullies. By making the shelter belts, like this area here is desert is found, so it is good to plant tree in this area, which help to stop the expansion of desert area to this area by the making of shelter belt. Obviously, by control on overgrazing and by making more afforestation, means by planting more trees. This is how we can control the soil erosion. One more terms come here is in Rajasthan Bishnoi community is found. What is this Bishnoi community? Bishnoi is a community which are found in this arid region of Rajasthan and also in semi-arid region of Rajasthan. In their culture, they respect plants and trees, flora and fauna both. So this is how we see a community which help government to this. The next term also which comes in our chapter is the sheet erosion. Sheet erosion means like this is a area because of the wind and blowing of wind of heavy rainfall, only the upper part of the soil is eroded by water or wind. This erosion is called sheet erosion. A very small layer of soil is eroded. So this is how we complete our chapter resources in 5 parts. I hope the chapter is, or the main concept of the chapter is complete. Even then, if there is any kind of problem, you can comment to me. I'll try to solve your problem and reply you as soon as possible. Thank you.